Welcome to the latest of my deep dive videos. Today I'm going to explore the journey of Mercury, the planet of communication, but also of precision through the deep, intense and mysterious sign of Scorpio. This begins on the 13th of October and goes on for 21 days. As well as exploring the themes of Mercury and Scorpio, we also have a very powerful reception committee. Pluto, the higher octave modern ruler of the sign of Scorpio, squares up to Mercury as it arrives. I'll share with you the event chart from a solar perspective that we can all collectively relate to, but also from a natal perspective, which shows Mercury in house 6. Very much to do with that precision and really echoing the energies of Mercury's rulership of Virgo. We've had a lot of conversations of late with Mercury and the Sun and the solar eclipse in the sign of Libra. Now Mercury's going to ask us what were those conversations about, to try to understand the subtext, to unlock what people really meant. I'm then going to go through each of the 12 signs, from Aries through to Pisces, to give you a flavour of what you can expect in terms of your ascendant, sun or the moon over the next 3 weeks. If you'd like to take advantage of my special year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer, if you give me 3 pieces of your personal birth data, or your date and place if you don't know your time, I can produce for you your forecast and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, with my special package, you'll get your life roadmap report and 30% off. The combination of this information will give you searing insights and a much greater ability to work with the energies that unfold for you future forwards. Please see the link below for more. Also, my year 2025 zodiac forecasts are now launched. Please see the link below for more. You can also watch the overview for the year as well. It's going to be quite the year. So Mercury arrives in the sign of Scorpio at 7:24 p.m. Universal on the 13th of October, and it's going to be in the sign through to the 2nd of November. As I mentioned in my introduction, as Mercury arrives, it is met in a tense right angle by Pluto, but that aspect has been in effect already. Essentially, as Mercury came to the end of its journey through Libra, the conversations that we were having could have become a little more intense. Pluto and Mercury together can be very exacting, and Mercury moving into Scorpio can also run a little bit on the suspicious side. Certainly the conversations we have, if they've been meant in a very upfront and genuine and sincere way, I don't feel that Mercury moving into Scorpio is necessarily going to challenge that. But if we're not quite so sure and we do need to dive deep, this is a collective opportunity for us all to don our detective smack and try to understand exactly what the subtext of people's conversations and positions have been. So if there's anything that you want to investigate or think about, and in a more spiritual way, that can be the mysteries of life. It could be some transitions that are taking place in your situation. In a more practical context, it could be about long-term finances, the finances that you share, or very close connections. So on the screen now, I'm sharing the event chart from a natal perspective. And as I mentioned in my introduction, there's Mercury in house 6, but Pluto's in house 9. The 9th house is very much about higher truths. The 6th house is about obligations and responsibilities. So one of the tensions that can play out over the next 3 weeks, if we do feel almost obligated to do something, or we feel someone's leveraging us to attend to some tasks or some chores, which perhaps in some ways crowd or take away our freedom and independence, that could be something that impacts on our thinking. But it's also important to understand that the 9th house where Pluto is can be about philosophies, And it's important that we are not too picky, irritable and critical if people see things in a different way. Because as much as Scorpio has a reputation for mystery and perhaps even secretiveness, actually Scorpio energy can be very direct and very wounding in some incidences. So if we encounter someone who does see something very differently and they feel that we're being perhaps a little bit too idealistic or not being very real, they could crunch us with a very sharp and penetrating comment. There are strengths with Mercury's connection to Pluto, however. It helps us to really get to the heart of a situation and not be put off by fripperies, and really get down to that distilled piece of information that's really relevant. However, on the screen now I'm showing the event chart from a solar perspective, and here Mercury is in the more typically expected 8th house, and the 8th house is very much about those shared resources, investments, long-term savings and so forth. But that means that Pluto is in the 10th house. So how does that play out? Well, it's because Pluto is so late on the anaretic point, preparing to go direct, but also, of course, going to move back into Aquarius on the 19th of November. So it's a technical right angle, which we need to imagine really with Pluto in house 11. And that's very much about our shared collective experience. And it's possible, therefore, particularly in the run-up to the election, that Mercury moving through Scorpio could see some revelations, and those revelations can be good or bad. We will have to see what comes out, but they are revelations that will have an impact on us all, because of course Scorpio can be very secretive, and if there is some information, particularly that's unethical, that could be something that works through the lens of Pluto, but we need to think of it more as an Aquarius energy, the purposes of this solar illustration. I'm going to share with you next the upcoming influences. We do have a cracker between Mercury and Saturn. Saturn in the sign of Pisces, another water sign. That becomes exact on the 22nd. But from the 20th through to the 24th, if we need to think about something or execute something in a very precise but efficient way, that's a great aspect to help us. From October the 29th through to the 31st, right at the end of the month, an electric connection between Mercury and Uranus. If you do have that proverbial light bulb moment around how you can use your finances more imaginatively, the innovative energy of Uranus blesses Mercury. But equally, you could end up having quite the discussion, perhaps even a disagreement, if someone wants to spend money in a different way to you, or their values are sharply not aligned to yours. But right at the start of November, there is an opportunity to have a meeting of minds. In fact, quite an idealistic link between Mercury and Neptune. But then as we get to the end of this journey of Mercury through Scorpio, it links to the ruler, the traditional ruler of the sign of Scorpio, Mars, but in a very productive way. So if there are ideas we want to take forward, definitely to do with a property matter, we're going to find a lot of traction and passion to articulate those ideas in a very positive and energetic way. I'm going to go through each of the 12 signs now to give you a flavour of what you can expect over the next 3 weeks, starting with Aries. Please do check out that year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer. You'll also get your life roadmap report. The combination of both will give you searing insights. They're 30% off. Please see the link below for more. So Aries, if someone has been telling you something recently, particularly in a relationship dimension, something that's particularly encouraging and hopeful, what you'd expect with Mercury pitching deeper is the bond between you to tighten. So that could happen. There could be a connection, perhaps a professional one, or to do with a business relationship that can actually become much more serious now. But of course, the converse can be true. You can start to see little examples that could flag up some concern with you, maybe some red flags, perhaps not necessarily in a practical and and factual way. Maybe it's your instincts that are going to be aroused, because Mercury in Scorpio can still be instinctive, even if it is the planet of how we think. But as it dives deep, if you are wanting to squeeze a little bit more out of your resources, the next 3 weeks do give you an opportunity. Please do check out that year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer. You'll also get your life roadmap report. The combination of both will give you searing insights. They're 30% off. Please see the link below for more. So Taurus, for you, Mercury has moved into your 7th house, and that's actually a real asset to you, because it's possible over recent weeks that you have felt things were a little brittle with certain people or connections. Perhaps you yourself have felt more tense than is usually the case. If people have been disagreeing with you or see things in a different way, Mercury moving into the 7th house makes it easier just to take a step back, be a little bit more dispassionate, not so affected that they don't necessarily align with your world view. It is a chance, therefore, to bring a greater sense of harmony into your relationships. Also, if you are wanting to build some new connections in business, this helps to get the lines of communication open in a really constructive way. Please do check out that year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer. You'll also get your life roadmap report. The combination of both will give you searing insights. They're 30% off. Please see the link below for more. So Gemini, your ruler Mercury has been making its way through a very playful, demonstrative and social part of your situation. But it's also giving you the opportunity to express your creativity and talent. And if you have been generating some brilliant ideas, Mercury pitching into your personal 6th house in the deep Scorpio gives you a chance to try to work on those ideas and mold them into something that's more tangible, lasting, and that will come from some refinements, from some market research. Mercury dives deep in Scorpio, so the more you can find out to help take that germ of an idea and make it into something that can become much more tangible and perhaps provide a service to someone in a way which helps them, that would be the perfect combination. But also, if you have been burning the so-called midnight oil, a great opportunity to think more about your welfare, what you're eating and drinking and your general well-being, and get just that little bit more virtuous. Please do check out that year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer. You'll also get your life roadmap report. The combination of both will give you searing insights. They're 30% off. Please see the link below for more. So Cancer, Mercury moves into your 5th house in Scorpio, your sister water sign. The 5th house is very much more gregarious, outgoing, playful, interactive and social. Whereas going through the 4th house, along with the solar eclipse in Libra, there's been a lot of your thinking about home, emotion and family. That will continue due to the backdrop of the solar eclipse, but now you have the permission to reignite that more interactive side of your nature. You could find yourself wanting to invite some special people, whether it's family or friends, round and play mind host. But overall, you will find your sense of fun, even your sense of mischief, is just turned up to a much higher frequency. Please do check out that year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer. You'll also get your life roadmap report. The combination of both will give you searing insights. They're 30% off. Please see the link below for more. So Leo, Mercury moving into your 4th house is an interesting one because Mercury slows down here. One of the traps with Mercury in house 4 is we can circulate our thinking around our emotion but find it much more difficult to actually express it. However, you still have the background energy of the solar eclipse and the sun in your 3rd house, very much about interactive communication. One of the areas you could find unfold to you over the next 3 weeks is a much closer connection to people that are very close to you. Now that could be immediate family members, extended family, or even people in your local community. But essentially you are going to find yourself thinking a lot about where you live and how you live there. If you do work from home, or you'd like to work from home, you could also find yourself making some important amendments to your home, particularly over the first half of the next week as Mercury aligns with Venus, also in Scorpio. Please do check out that year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer. You'll also get your life roadmap report. The combination of both will give you searing insights. They're 30% off. Please see the link below for more. Virgo, Mercury, your ruler, moving into your third house is going to see the pace of life increase. Venus has been accenting this part of your situation, giving you an allure, a greater allure in terms of how you express yourself, but now you can be a bit sharper and a bit more penetrating in how you punch your ideas across. But if you do want to use your mental faculties to work on improving your income, your financial situation, or squeezing a bit more from your resources with the solar eclipse and the sun still ongoing in your second house, this is definitely a great opportunity, particularly over the next week. Please do check out that year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer. You'll also get your life roadmap report. The combination of both will give you searing insights. They're 30% off. Please see the link below for more. Libra, Mercury leaving your sign is really interesting because Mercury, along with the sun and the solar eclipse, is being urging you to be as creative and as individualistic as possible. Now you're going to find out over the next few weeks just how far you've come, but I predict there can be some improvements in your financial situation, particularly if you've really done your background research and you're very grounded in what you're trying to achieve. But Mercury in the second house is also a great opportunity to think about your sense of self-worth, but also your values, because that is going to be something that becomes more of a theme over the next few weeks. Please do check out that year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer. You'll also get your life roadmap report. The combination of both will give you searing insights. They're 30% off. Please see the link below for more. Scorpio, Mercury moving into your sign gives you an opportunity to move even more into the moment. Having the Sun and Mercury in house 12 has been challenging, but you have had Venus in your own sign, so there has been some uplift. Mercury arriving to join with Venus briefly gives you an opportunity to just feel even better about your sense of self, whether it is your identity, whether it is your ideas or your personal appearance. But if you have felt a little bit withdrawn of late, you're going to step forwards now, and that gives you the opportunity to be much more on the front foot. Please do check out that year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer. You'll also get your life roadmap report. The combination of both will give you searing insights. They're 30% off. Please see the link below for more. Sagittarius, there's been a very social vibe of late, but Venus in Scorpio has been asking some questions about the sincerity of certain people in your circle. With Mercury pitching up to join with Venus, if only briefly, I feel those questions can become louder. It's not a case of how many, it's the quality. Now, you know that, but sometimes we do need to be reminded of that. So if there have been people you haven't seen so recently, or who haven't seemed to have been quite as thoughtful or perceptive about your particular situation, try not to take it too personally at this stage. This is an opportunity for you to step inside your thinking, inside your emotions, and try to look at any deeper strands that may need unlocking and having some more sunlight poured onto them. Please do check out that year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer. You'll also get your life roadmap report. The combination of both will give you searing insights. They're 30% off. Please see the link below for more. Capricorn, Mercury moving into house 11, joining up with Venus for at least 5 days, is a great opportunity to connect to others. But such has been the focus on your professional situation, it wouldn't be a surprise if some of the people you were hanging out with were people through your professional world. But equally, Mercury moving into the 11th house is asking you to think about your long term. And the discussions could be with trusted friends, people who really understand what makes you tick. But having Venus to welcome Mercury is a chance to also connect to someone that perhaps you haven't had so much time to be in touch with of late. Please do check out that year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer. You'll also get your life roadmap report. The combination of both will give you searing insights. They're 30% off. Please see the link below for more. So Aquarius, Mercury moving to the top of your chart joins up with Venus. If you need to connect to some influential people, certainly over the next week, the chances are your vision, Mercury, but also your diplomacy, Venus, can be great because other people can be receptive to the mode and way that you come across. But for some Aquarius people, you may rethink what you've been doing professionally and decide that it is important to reskill or adapt pre-existing skills in a new environment. But generally, you are going to be thinking more about how you can raise your profile, whether it is in the world of work or in your local community. Extra responsibilities and leadership could be coming your way. Please do check out that year 2025 personal horoscope forecast offer. You'll also get your life roadmap report. The combination of both will give you searing insights. They're 30% off. Please see the link below for more. Pisces, Mercury moves into the part of your situation to do with travel, higher education and higher truths. If you have felt that life's been a bit intense and bogged down and very transformational, which wouldn't be a surprise, with Mercury joining Venus in your 9th house, this would be a great opportunity to do some deep research on possible holiday destinations, new courses, a foreign language training scheme, or perhaps even learning to play a musical instrument. Because anything that broadens your experience in terms of your thinking or the way you move around is going to be very valuable for you over the next 3 weeks. It's been a pleasure being with you. Please do check out your year 2025 zodiac forecasts and also my deep dive overview. Please see the link below for more.